Chalo, we'll start. What is your favorite subject? So,
My favorite subject is maths.
maths. Do you have a pen and paper with you right now?
Yes, sir.
Can you draw a graph of x square minus 2 whole mod?
X square minus 2 whole mod.
Yes.
So actually, I plotted the points and it looks something like this.
Are you sure about it? Can you recheck it once?
Yeah, actually, I just got it 2 points, 3 points. I Can I take some time?
Yeah, sure. It's okay if you are unable to do it. Just show me the approach. What are you doing right?
Basically, what I'm doing is I'm plotting the points on a graph.
Show me the points.
The points.
Yes.
For example, if I put the value of x, then what value of y would I get?
Show me the
If I
points.
put
Have you plotted the points on the graph?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Can you draw the graph of mod x?
Mod x.
Yes.
So this one.
Is this a continuous function? Is it a continuous function?
Mod x. Continuous. Yes, sir. It is a continuous function.
Why?
So for every, sir, I'm not sure about that.
Debashish, you can go.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. So hi, Sean. So your favorite subject is maths. Can you say something about yourself, your background, about your family?
Yes, sir. So my name is Suhan Gai. I hail from a small village in Kulu district of Himachal Pradesh. My subjects, I completed my schooling from St. Schools Ranputira, and my subjects were physics, chemistry, maths, English, and computer science. And my hobbies are reading novels and blogging. And I'm also interested in tracking and following geopolitics.
Okay, that's interesting. What about your family? Your parents? Do you have your siblings or anything?
I actually don't have any siblings. My father works in the education department, and my mother is a biology teacher.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you told that you had your computer science, right, in +2?
Yes, sir.
So are you familiar with Python or C++, any kind of language?
So I know I have studied Python.
You have studied Python, okay. So in Python, how does the memory allocation works? Can you explain?
So actually, I have not been in touch with my class 11th and 12th syllabus since a year, as I'm a full year dropper. So I have not been able to revise the subjects.
Okay, no worries. Okay, let me ask you a very simple question. What is a syntax error in coding? What is syntax error?
So a syntax error occurs when actually there's a problem in the program that you write. For example, the brackets are wrong, or the function that you write while programming that's wrong. Then a syntax error occurs.
Okay, cool. Do you play any sports, or are you interested in any sports?
Yes, sir, I'm interested in football.
Football, okay.
Yes,
so who is the greatest player? Like, who is the best player?
So the opinion of people might vary, but in my opinion, it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay. Why do you think so? Give me 3 points.
So first, he's a great player, and he has won many. He has led his team to victory many times. He has also won various awards. And the second thing would be his personality. He is a benevolent person, and he usually donates a lot of his money. And he has a charismatic personality, and people admire his personality very much. And the
Okay,
third,
so yeah. Yeah.
and the third one would be the love he shows to his fans.
Okay. So you said he won a lot of awards, right? What is the most recent award he won?
So Ballon d'Or.
Okay. And how many golden boots does Cristiano Ronaldo right now have?
So I'm not sure about that, but maybe around 10.
Cool. What about chemistry? Are you fine with chemistry?
So I'm not good at chemistry.
Okay. Okay, just a simple answer. Just answer in a simple manner. Okay. Even if you don't remember the whole thing, just give me the hints. I will understand. What is the law of thermodynamics? Okay, what are the law of thermodynamics?
Law of thermodynamics.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, I'll ask you a very, very basic question. Okay, think about it. Don't say you don't know the answer. Just think about it and tell me the answer. Okay. Why is water wet?
Water is wet because it's a liquid.
Okay.
And it shows all the properties of a liquid. And that's the main reason.
Okay. So, do you think all the liquids are wet?
No, sir, not necessarily. Mercury is not wet. But most liquids are in general.
Okay. So from that, we can presume that water is wet, but how can we certain that water is wet?
How can we be certain that water is wet?
Yeah.
Because
no
we
worries.
feel that is wet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Okay, I'll ask you a similar kind of question. Give me an approach. Okay, why is the sky blue?
So
you want
the
to
sky
go
is
through
blue.
if you want to give a scientific answer, it's
Yes,
fine.
sir.
If you want to give a very general answer, it's also fine. Just give me an approach.
So the sky is blue because the blue color scatters the most. And as light is made of 7 colors, the red color has the least wavelength, whereas the blue color has the most wavelength. So it scatters the most, and this is the main reason why sky is blue. And
Okay.
when white light enters, when white light enters our atmosphere, then atmospheric refraction takes place, and due to which the sky appears blue.
Okay. Okay. In atmosphere, you said atmospheric reflection takes place, right?
Reflection.
What causes this reflection? Okay. Okay. What causes this?
The presence of tiny dust particles present in the atmosphere are the primary reason for atmospheric reflection to take place.
Are you sure? Is it not the water vapors?
So water vapors are also another reason, and dust particle is also a reason. Both of them.
Okay. So you can take over.
Hi, so how are you doing? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. How are you doing, Soham?
I'm doing great.
Okay. So, can you tell me, you're very interested in trekking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you're planning a trip to trek somewhere, what are the 3 to 4 most essential things that you need to backpack, and why?
The first, if I have to put that equipment in categories, then the first one would be safety equipment, and the second one would be food and eatables, and the third one would be other requirements. For example, an extra pair of clothes, harness, and your tents, sleeping bags, and other equipment.
Okay, fair enough. And what are the three most basic skills that a person must have if he or she wants to do trekking?
Mental endurance, stamina, and physical capabilities to trek.
What if he or she gets lost?
Uh, Actually, this doesn't quite often happen, as people usually trek in groups. Nobody goes alone. It's mostly it's a group of around 7 to 8 people at minimum. And if someone gets lost, then there are options for rescue teams available.
Okay. Okay. So don't you think a proper understanding of distance and pacing should be, should the person who is going to trekking should have?
Yes, they are the necessities
Okay.
which are required for trekking.
Okay. Okay. So you said that you're not so thorough with your chemistry concepts, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So can you explain me just any one concept which you had studied in your class 11th or 12th and which you can recall right now? You have to explain me. Just think about it for a minute. Any one concept. It can either be, from organic chemistry or physical chemistry, anything. And just explain it to me in a minute.
Sure, ma'am.
You
Do I
have
have 1
20
minute?
seconds. Yeah, you have 20 seconds to think, then you can begin.
So basically, I would be explaining organic chemistry, the basics of organic chemistry. So organic chemistry is a particular branch of chemistry which involves hydrocarbons, and hydrocarbons are the types of compounds which have carbon, at least one atom of carbon and hydrogen in it. So basically, um, I will be explaining you the carbon properties due to which it forms a lot of compounds. So basically, there are two primary reasons. First is catenation. For example, it has 4 valence electrons in its last shell. So it's not practically feasible for it to lose those 4 electrons. And it's also not possible for it to gain 4 other electrons, as the balance of charge would be disturbed in carbon. So basically, organic compounds are divided into 3 main categories. The first one would be alkane, and the next one would be alkene, and the third one would be alkyne. Alkane, the general formula of an alkane is CnH2n plus 2, and the formula of alkene is CnH2n, and the formula of alkyne is CnH2n minus 2. In alkane, there is a single bond attached to carbon. There are single bonds, and in alkene, there are double bonds, and in alkynes, there are triple bonds. And there are various isotopes and isomers available. There are structural isomers, and there are other types of isomers, and different functional groups too. Ma'am, you're not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, now you're audible.
Yeah, really sorry, I got disconnected. Okay, fine. Okay, Soham. So when you get into management school, you will be dealing with businesses, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But nowadays, women are also taking part in businesses a lot. So can you tell me about any 2 or 3 top business women which you know about who are currently in business?
The first one would be Anita Ambani, and
Okay.
next one would be actually, I'm not able to recall right now.
Very unacceptable, but okay, fine. Okay, that's it from my side. Sahil can go ahead.
Okay, Soham, what is the age of Ronaldo?
So maybe around 35. I'm actually interested in football, but I do not follow football exactly. I do not follow recent events.
You made a guess of 35. You're very near to it.
So maybe around 37 or something.
Okay. How did you make that guess?
So I actually just took a random number.
Okay, that is correct. Nice. You're from Himachal Pradesh, right?
Yes, sir.
How many districts are there?
So there are 12 districts in Himachal Pradesh.
And who's the governor?
So the current serving governor of Himachal Pradesh is Mr. R.V. Arlekar from
Werner,
the BJP government. The
government. No,
governor
I'm
is
asking.
R.V.
RV?
So it's Mr. R.V. Arlekar.
Arlekar, okay. Can you tell me, okay, you are in a boat and you're stuck in a sea, okay? In the middle of the sea, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can take only one item with you, okay? You have rope, mirror, biscuit, and water bottle. A gallon of water, okay? Just
Yes,
think
sir.
about it for 30 seconds and answer me. You have to take only one thing, okay?
So what were the options?
Rope, mirror,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
biscuits, and water gallon,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
Think about it for 30 seconds. You have to take only one thing in your boat, okay? You're stuck in
And
the
my
middle of...
objective is staying, surviving for the longest time possible.
Yes, exactly.
So I would take a mirror with me.
You'll take a
And the
mirror.
reason for, yes, sir. The
Why?
main reason would it be that when sunlight strikes the mirror, I will reflect that light to the ships or boats passing nearby, and they'll actually get that light. And it's also a signal for rescue call, a call for help.
Okay.
It's also used by other boats or maybe people stuck in that situation.
You were in NCC too, right? So you were taught about
Yes,
this,
sir.
all these things?
Yes, sir, a little bit. Not
Okay.
exactly this question.
Okay, fine, fine. You said geopolitics. Tell me something happening between Russia and USA right now.
Between Russia and USA.
Yes.
So USA is pressing for sanctions against Russia, and mainly what Russia is doing is that they are cutting fuel supplies for the United States and other countries.
Russia
And
is
US is also
cutting.
supplying defense equipment to Ukraine.
Is Russia cutting food
And
supplies for USA?
sorry, sir, fuel supplies.
Fuel supplies. Okay, okay. In that case, why is India buying fuel from Russia?
So Russia is providing fuel to India at a very discounted price. So if we look economically, then it's feasible for India to buy fuel from Russia. And Russia is an
Do you
all-time
think
ally of
it's
India.
feasible in long run? Like we are having Quad and all those pacts with USA. So USA is becoming our friend, not only defense sector, but also like
Yes,
it
sir.
is one of the most like prominent partner on. We have a very huge amount of trade between countries, right? Then
Yes,
why
sir.
do you think it's why is India doing this? They should
So
support
India,
USA.
so in my opinion, it is feasible for India to buy fuel and be a long-time ally of Russia, as USA is not a reliable partner. USA has also.
How can you say that? Like Japan has
So
a defense pact with USA, and like it has been a lot of decades that like USA is protecting Japan from China and many other countries, North Korea now. So how can you say it's not a
actually,
reliable partner?
so I can basically I came to that conclusion by taking into fact what happened during the Indo-Pak War. USA backed Pakistan against India, and Soviet Union was our only friend during that war. USA
But you
provided
said
F-16
that
fighter jets.
USA is not a good ally, and USA was
Yes, sir.
an ally of Pakistan at that time in 1970.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
it was basically a friend of Pakistan, and it was backing Pakistan. So USA was a good ally at that time.
So
You're contradicting yourself.
So I said that USA is not a reliable ally for India, as if you look into US and other countries' relations, then it usually takes decisions that are in its own interest.
Every country does that. Even India is doing that. A human rights
But it
violation is
does.
there in Ukraine. People are like
Yes, sir.
being killed. Still,
Yes, sir.
India. So we are doing for us. So how is USA a villain and India is not?
So I can say that because Russia has always been by our side. If we look into the history,
No, if we
whereas
come into the China scenario, if there is a war between
Yes, sir.
China and India tomorrow, do you think Russia will
Yes, sir.
back India?
no, so Russia won't be
Then
able
how
to.
is
It would be
Russia our
USA
good friend?
that would help her.
How is Russia?
So, in my opinion, Russia is a good friend. But if we consider the possibility of a war, then Russia might not be able to help us, as currently it's also fighting a war in Ukraine, and all its defense resources are being used in that war, so it won't be able to help us
Okay,
for this
so
exact
okay,
problem.
understood. But what if there is no war today, okay, between Russia and Ukraine, okay? Everything is normal.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
a
sir.
war occurs between China and India, okay? Then
Yes,
will
sir.
Russia back India, or will Russia be neutral, or will Russia back China? What do you think? You're interested, you
Sir,
must be following current geopolitics.
yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
What
sir.
do you think?
So, in my opinion, Russia will help India, but the recent happenings in the global geopolitical scenario have made me doubt that, because Russia is also closing its ties with China. And on the day the war broke out, Mr. Vladimir Putin also visited Russia.
Mr. Vladimir Putin also visited Russia.
Russia, sorry, China.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's go for the extempo. You have 30 seconds to think, and you have to speak for 1 minute on the topic. So your topic is polar bear.
Polar bear.
Yes. You can write down the points.
Yes, sir. So can I start?
Yeah, sure.
So polar bear is a animal which is found in the cold regions of the world. It's basically found in basically found in around North and South poles, mainly in Antarctica and in regions of the North Pole. It is white in color and has a fur and is covered in fur all over his body. It's huge in size and it's basically dangerous for human beings. It's not friendly. I mean, it's not domesticated anywhere in the world, and it's not good for zoo. I mean, it's not suitable for zoo. The environment to keep a polar bear in a zoo is not easily created, so it might not be feasible. It has a huge size, and the the and a human being can die by eating the liver of a polar bear. Actually, read it somewhere. And moreover, it's deadly, and it can basically kill a human in just a fraction of a second. So it's best if human beings stay away from it. And one more thing, recently we have the global warming has increased, which has led to loss of habitat for polar bears, and it has caused much trouble, and the population of polar bear all over the globe has also declined.
Okay, that is it from my side. Debashish and Sukriti, do you have anything to ask? Sukriti, you're not audible.
Yes. Okay, so
Am I
you go
audible?
first.
I was just saying that I don't have anything to ask.
Okay, so listen, okay, do you follow financial news, like the national, anything related to national interest?
Sorry, so can you repeat the question?
Do you follow financial news, financial world?
Yes, sir, a little bit.
Okay, so what is the actual work of RBI? Why RBI exists?
So RBI is basically a regulatory body which basically ensures that all the banks and other financial institutions which are based in India follow the rules and regulations which are set by the government, and it also acts as an advisory body. It also helps banks and other institutions in case of bankruptcy, and it also manages inflation. For example, if we look into the current news, then we found that RBI increased interest rates for lowering inflation as a way to tackle inflation. So RBI also manages everything related to finance in the country. Basically,
Okay.
it's a regulatory body.
So yeah, so it's a regulatory body of government. So most likely it's like a body which actually goes for the goodwill, right? Like it will
Yes, sir.
actually take the decisions for you. Okay. But recently, RBI proposed a guideline to basically regulate all the digital lending that happens in the market.
Yes, sir.
So do you know the startups like Simply, Just Jupiter, all these cards that you can buy? Basically, it is buy now, pay later cards, right?
Yes, sir.
Like in the year of 2020, there was a growth of around 570%. And in the year 2021, it was more than 600 something percent in like people users, right? So that's a huge income, right? A source of income. But still, RBI is regulating that. Why do you think so?
So basically, it acts as a precaution for avoiding financial frauds and a way to collect more tax. For example, some of these companies might not be paying taxes. For example, in the crypto space, a lot of companies not pay tax, and there are also frauds and financial scams which occur in these unregulated fields. So basically, what RBI is doing is that it is regulating those fields so people can be saved from such frauds and other things.
But this is not related to crypto. It is normal lending. It's like credit card, but not really like credit card. Like in India, with a lot of people, around 97% people don't have credit card. And
Yes,
if these apps are giving access to them to basically buy things before they pay, and they can basically pay later, then what's the issue? Like, why do you think RBI is regulating it? I want a very precise answer.
So actually,
I'm
I'm not sure about that, but if I were to make a guess, then it would be that some people might try to evade paying later, and this might be the main reason that people might try to escape paying that thing later. That they make the payment
fair
later.
enough. Okay, fair enough. Do you have a pen and paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how will you let you know the pen that you like paper more?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat the question?
How will you let your pen know that you like the paper more? You have 30 seconds to think about it and just tell me how will you do that?
How will I let my pen know that I like my paper more?
Yes.
So I will let my paper know. I will let my pen know that I like my paper. I will let my pen know that I like my paper more is by. Do I have to tell my pen or do I have to explain it to you that how will that
No.
I
What
like my
will you
paper
say
more?
to pen? No.
What
You
will
have
I
to
say?
say that to pen. Yeah.
I will tell my pen that I like my paper more because pens are discarded after being used. Whereas notebooks are kept as they might contain some important information which might be used by me later. And pens are usually discarded after writing; they're of no use.
Okay. After listening that, pen will leave you. So you have only paper. How will you write things?
So by using a pencil.
Okay. Yeah, I'm over with it.
Okay, I think we are done with the question.